1. Hook. Your AWS bill keeps climbing, even when traffic is low. What's going on? In the next few minutes, you'll discover why this happens and how to stop it for good. Understanding why is essential for your budget. 3. The simple explanation: AWS charges you based on resources, not just traffic. Here's a breakdown. Storage fees. Even if you're not using your EC2 instances, the data stored in S3 or EBS still costs you money. Idle resources. Stopped instances can still incur costs if you have associated resources like elastic IPs. Reserved instances. If you've committed to reserved instances, you pay regardless of usage. Data transfer costs. Even minimal outbound data transfers can result in unexpected charges. Services in the background. Services like RDS or Lambda might continue to run or trigger events, adding to your bill. 4. Real-world example. Let's consider a startup called QuickShop, an e-commerce platform. They launched during the holiday season, and traffic was through the roof. As sales dropped post-holidays, they expected their bill to decrease. Instead, it spiked to $5,000 that month, up from $2,000 in December. Here's what happened. They had 5 EC2 instances running 24/7, costing $1,200. S3 storage grew to 5 terabytes, adding $500. One RDS instance remained idle but still racked up $800. Elastic IPs that were not detached cost $300. Data transfer fees due to background processes added up to $200. In total, QuickShop was paying for resources they no longer needed. They learned the hard way that just because traffic is low, doesn't mean their AWS costs are. 5. What to do instead to manage your AWS costs effectively. Follow this step-by-step framework. 1. Audit your resources. Check your EC2 instances. Are they all needed? Consider right-sizing them. Use AWS Cost Explorer to identify underused resources. 2. Implement auto-scaling. Set up auto-scaling groups for EC2 instances. This way, you only pay for what you need. Set a minimum and maximum instance count based on traffic forecasts. 3. Review storage regularly. Use lifecycle policies in S3 to transition infrequently accessed data to cheaper storage classes like S3 Glacier. Delete unnecessary snapshots in EBS. 4. Detach unused elastic IPs. Ensure you're not paying for elastic IPs not in use. Detach them immediately if they're not in use. 5. Use AWS budgets. Set budgets in AWS. Get alerts when you approach your spending limits. Create cost control policies for your team. Make these changes, and you'll see a significant reduction in your AWS bill. 6. Common mistakes. 1. Keeping idle resources. Not shutting down instances when not in use. Schedule instances to shut down during off hours. 2. Not monitoring costs. Ignoring AWS Cost Explorer and budgets. Regularly review your AWS costs weekly. Set alerts. 3. Underutilizing savings plans. Not taking advantage of savings plans for predictable workloads. Evaluate your usage patterns and commit to savings plans where applicable. 4. Neglecting data transfer fees. Forgetting about data transfer costs. Optimize your architecture to reduce data transfer between regions. 5. Over-provisioning resources. Allocating more resources than necessary. Use AWS Compute Optimizer to analyze and recommend resource adjustments. 7. Quick checklist. Audit resources regularly. Set up auto-scaling for EC2. Implement S3 lifecycle policies. Detach unused elastic IPs. Create AWS budgets and alerts. 8. Summary plus CTA. AWS costs can rise unexpectedly, even when traffic drops. Understanding where these costs come from is crucial. By auditing your resources, implementing auto-scaling, and regularly monitoring your usage, you can manage and reduce your AWS bill effectively. Have you experienced surprising AWS charges? Share your story in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button for more practical tech insights. Bonus practical tip: if you're unsure what to pick, Start with the simplest option that ships today. Then measure for 7 days, latency, errors, deploy time, and cost. Only upgrade when metrics force the decision, not fear. Quick recap: keep it simple, avoid over-engineering, and build the smallest thing that works. If you want a real demo or checklist, comment demo. Subscribe for practical AWS, DevOps, Docker, and Kubernetes lessons.